Namaste. Today I'm going to tell you the story of my marriage. In our times, it wasn't just girl meets boy, boy meets girl. No. There used to be a condition that should be fulfilled by the boy to be worthy of marrying the girl. And in my case, the condition that had been set up by my loving father was slightly harder. You see, when I was very small, one day when I was playing around, I went into this room and I saw this beautiful bow and I just felt like, so I played with it. When my parents saw that, they were astonished. And they said, how could you lift the bow of Shiva? It is so heavy. I did not know how I did it, but to me it was easy. So therefore, when I was of marriageable age, my father decided that a person to be able to marry me should be able to at least string that bow, which I had picked up so playfully. Now, what he did not expect was the disappointment that he got every time he conducted a Swayamvar for me. You see, I was very beautiful and I was a princess. But the kings upon kings that came every time at the Swayamvar could not even move that bow an inch, let alone string it. So every time, and trust me, it is harder every time. Every time I would sit dressed like a bride, in the finery, in the silks, in the jewelry and the flowers, waiting with bated breath for some attendant to come and give me the good news. But it never happened. It never happened. And every time my father grew a little more sadder and I grew a little more quieter. And our palace became a little more silent. Then one day, the Rajguru requested my father to do yet another Swayamvar, and he said he had checked my planetary charts and this time the conditions were very favorable. So yet again my father organized a Swayamvar. Yet again invitations were sent to all the kings of all the lands, and yet again on the day of the Swayamvar, I was asked to dress up in my bridal finery. And yet again, I was sitting there with bated breath, with so many questions in my mind, flooding through my mind as usual. Who would that person be? Will I be able to relate to him? Will he also have same or even similar likes? Will he also enjoy horse riding and sword fighting like I do? Will he also join me on my long walks in the beautiful gardens? Will he also, like me, appreciate the flowers but not pluck them? I really did not have any answers, and I really did not know where to seek those answers. So all I did was close my eyes like every other time and pray in all earnest to Goddess Gauri to please help me out of this difficult situation, to please give my father a breath of fresh air my father who was now getting old. I could see grey hair in his beard, and I could see gentle lines on his forehead. And that made me worry for him. I wanted to relieve him of this responsibility. So I prayed. I prayed with my eyes closed. I prayed with my hands folded. I prayed to the goddess to please send me my knight in shining armor this time around. And I could sense, even though my eyes were closed, that around me my mother and my sisters and the attendants were also praying. They all wanted an end to this painful waiting period. And then, like thunder, suddenly there was a loud noise that reverberated throughout the palace. We all opened our eyes and looked at each other, not knowing what to expect. Is it actually what I am thinking it is, or is it some curse of some devs from up in the sky? We did not know what to expect. We all stood there in absolute silence. And then I heard the sweetest sound that I had been waiting for so long. The sound of happy feet running towards us. And then the door was flung open and one of the maidservants came in, joyful, ecstatic, happy. And she told me, "Devi Sita, your Swayamvar has been successful. The most handsome prince, Prince Ram, the son of the mighty King Dashrath, did not just string but also broke the bow and went one step ahead to claim your hand in the Swayamvar." For a minute I thought I was dreaming. And then I remembered the previous day when I had gone to do Gauri Puja. He and his brother were there in the gardens of the temple, admiring but not plucking the flowers. And of course I had heard stories about him being a mighty warrior even at this young age, about his skills with the sword and the bow and the arrow, about his love for his horses, about his love for fellow human beings. I had of course heard from Rajguru Shatanand about how he blessed, loved and saved his mother Ahilya. And now Devi Ahilya was happily living with her husband Rishi Gautam. Of course I had heard about his mighty tasks that he accomplished in the forest when Rishi Vishwamitra, the mighty sage, was performing austerities. My heart was filled with joy. And that is when my father, the loving King Janak, walked in and told me the sweetest words that anyone could have ever said. "My darling daughter Sita, today you belong to Ram." And from then on, Ram took me on as a crown and was called Sita Ram or Sita Ke Ram. Namaste friends, my name is Anupam and I just told you the Sita Swayamvar story from the perspective of Devi Sita. But really, what I would like you to take from this story is not just the valor and the strength of Lord Ram, or the beauty and intelligence of Devi Sita, but the humility of Lord Ram and the pure love of Devi Sita. That is what made them eternal. And that is what makes us remember them, revere them, worship them so fondly, even after so many millennia have passed.